Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, and I wanted to do a second installment about Powerslave. Okay, and as usual, I'm going to talk mostly about the additional merchandise and stuff that they came up with for this album. One thing I forgot to talk about in the previous video was the re-editions of the maxi singles, which they did in the small single format. They're beautiful, great, very well made renditions of the maxi singles. One thing that I like about this is that they added, I think the British edition and the European edition included this, included the cities and the places of the dates of the Powerslave album tour. Sorry, but they don't have that in the American edition, at least on the maxi single. I've never found one with the dates, you know. But you know, the Ace is High, they pretty much continue, they have the exact same thing. So there's that. One of my favorite all-time great pieces of Powerslave, it is this statue, which is from the Legacy of the Beast collection. There are actually two versions of it, okay? There's one that the altar has a different color, I think it's more like golden, and Eddie is a little bit darker. I chose this one because this one is fairly attractive and, you know, very similar to what Eddie is in the Powerslave cover, and I think one is good enough to have. Like there are two versions of the Trooper. There's one with the British flag and one with the American flag. I mean, yeah, that's great, but I'd just rather have like the one that is similar to the one in the single, you know. But then there's also this toy from NECA from 2 Minutes to Midnight, which is one of my favorite, also one of the greatest NECA toys that they made. It's extremely well detailed. You know, even I love the belt here, exactly how it looks in the cover of the single, the cigarette in his mouth. Every single detail of this piece is just great, great, great. They came out with two more from NECA, which I'm hoping to get someday. One from Powerslave and another one from Ace is High. Both of them include Eddie with clothing, and I hope to get that someday. There's also from Reaction, there's the Powerslave figure with Eddie and the Egyptian staff thingy. I like this one very much. I like the detail of the face, the detail of the bandages on the body. It's just really well made. I don't like the fact that they put Powerslave, like two words, you know. The idea is that Powerslave is just one word, you know. But it's a great piece. There's also the Ace is High Eddie figure, and I did something special. I got an extra one, and I put it in one of my X-Wings from Star Wars, and he fits perfectly well there. He looks good. There's also from the same Legacy of the Beast collection, there's the a miniature Eddie of the big statue. It's really, really nice, very well made. I don't know why, but you know, they didn't include the little thing with fire that Eddie is holding in the big statue. It would have been nice for them to include that detail, but yeah. Yeah, I like the different colors for the bandages and the body, the face. Very well made, very well painted, extremely, you know, nice little piece. There's also this from the HeroClix. Out of all the HeroClix figures that they have, this is, I think, the most interesting, the most beautiful. Very nice, you know, Eddie that resembles a lot like the Eddie from the album cover. It's just great. There's also this thing that initially I thought it was supposed to be like a prototype, but then I found out it wasn't exactly a prototype. It actually came out for sale, and it's not that difficult to find. This is in fact easy to find on eBay. It's worth about $10 or something. From this series of toys, which are called Mini-Mates, they had like a whole bunch, like I think from Kiss, and I don't know, there were like several bands that came out with similar toys like this. Iron Maiden was supposed to make like a whole collection of these, like the next one to come out was supposed to be a Somewhere in Time Mini-Mate from, you know, but apparently the band was not very happy with this toy, and so they never they never continued with the contract with these people. There's also this keychain from the Legacy of the Beast collection, which is very much like the Eddie that appears in all the other Legacy of the Beast figures, and it's just great, very well made, very sturdy, very strong material. All of these pieces from the Legacy of the Beast collection are so intricately well painted and such good quality materials and paint, and really well made, really hard, good stuff, you know. I have this funny, silly, stupid thing. I don't know if any of you recognize it. There's actually a toy from Ghostbusters, which I actually bought when I was 14 years old. I didn't know what it was. Maybe I was like 15, I don't know. I didn't know exactly what it was. But it, you know, it reminded me of Eddie, and so I bought it because of that. Then I found out it was from the Ghostbusters collection. I also have this miniature Flight 666 airplane that actually, this is die cast. This is actually something that the band, when I met them, they gave to me. One of the security officers that they had as a little souvenir. He gave this to me, and it's something that I kept. Another thing that I wanted to show, partly, you know, there's this mask, okay, like all the other masks that I have shown. This is made by the same company, Trick or Treat. You know, this is basically like a vinyl rubbery kind of mask. This is beautiful, great, amazing piece. I know that there's about the same size. There's a statue that they made, which is kind of pricey, and I thought about getting it for some time, but I think I'm just happy with this. It's just good enough to have this. One of the reasons why I made this video is that I wanted to you know, share a little bit my collection with people, but I also wanted to talk to people a little bit about how to take better care of their collection. And so I wanted to show you something that I made. One of my favorite bands, most metalheads, it is Led Zeppelin. I love Led Zeppelin, and I remember buying this box set back in the 90s sometime. And I always loved the design of this box set. You know, that it has this little door thingy, and then the door kind of slides into the box, you know, so you could remove the records. So I thought long and hard about this, and I decided to make my own box. So I made this box for my Iron Maiden collection, especially for my Castle record things. This is made of, not exactly wood, but those wood panels made of like recycled wood shavings and so on. And so I made this a long time ago, over 20-something years ago. And I kind of followed the design of the Led Zeppelin box set. So I made this little cover, and then I can slide it in. I can't slide it in all the way because, well, the box set is much too big, you know. But it's good enough to protect the records. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Okay, that's why I made it. This is pretty heavy, but here I house all of my Castle record CDs, you know. I keep them as intact as possible. Each space, each slide is not too tight. There's enough room for each record, so you know, whenever you put it into any other record holder that they make commercially, they tend to be very tight, and the cases, the jewel cases, they kind of get scratched and damaged. So I made this so I could protect my collectibles. You know, it's not that difficult to make. I'm really not that physically inclined to do these kinds of things. I was deeply motivated to do something nice for my record collection, but you know, it's not that difficult to make. It's just not really that difficult to make. So you know, and then I painted it with car paint to give it a nice glossy look. But then I began to stick stickers, and I made like a collage of different images of the band. I took this. This is a belt buckle that he broke off my belt that I had, and so I took it and I stuck it on the lid here, and it just looks cool, you know. And it's a great piece to have, and it's good to protect all of your records. So, you know, if you're so inclined, you could try to do something like this. It's not that difficult. So thank you once again, and please leave a thumbs up and try to subscribe and keep on premiering more and more videos and talking about Maiden and